What's up, guys? Thanks for joining FKI, Fighter Kite International. If you guys are joining us and just tuning in, just hit like, subscribe to the channel. This is our new YouTube channel. We're gonna have a lot of information coming out about fighter kites. This is the third video that we'll be making. It is a new channel, so please go ahead and subscribe so we can go ahead and grow this channel and get more people to join in and grow this hobby, a culture that we are getting into. Before we go ahead and talk about more fighting, there is an important aspect of fighting is a big issue here in the USA, which is the glass line. Yes, a lot of folks has a misperception of, the glass line. Understand that, you hear something that you don't know about a glass line, I would think, no, it's not happening. But if you don't know, any information about it, you can't just go ahead and, disregard it and cut it off. A lot of festivals here in the USA, they're missing this important part of kite fighting and the culture that goes along with that. I mean, the festivals are beautiful. I mean, the amazing kites, touchline competition that they have here, which is like awesome. The kites are a lot like ours, which I say ours is how we have it back home in Brazil, Chile, Pakistan, and even India. Right? They all carry the same characteristics, and they all have one thing in common: is the line. The line needs to be able to cut. The line without the glass, it gets tangled up and it's a mess, and then you have to spend sometimes hours, I guess, sometimes just untangling things, untangling your lines. Sometimes you have to cut it off so you can keep going. Well, if a glass line, you reduce that because somebody has to get cut, somebody has to get free. Either be your friends or you in competition. It's fun for all. You just tie your line back up, the kite falls on the field. Another big issue is that, back home we fly on the streets, on the top of the roof. It will cause more risk, because it's just how we grew up, and it was fun. It's kill time. No one got hurt with the traditional set out, which is the glass line that we use. Along the times, I see that it has come a long way, putting glass on nylon. Nylon, by the way, is the strongest kite line that you can use. Besides, spider wire. Spider wires, I'm sure they probably have something similar to it. You have Indonesian line. Indonesian also uses nylon monofilament. It stretches, but it cut. It's really thin, but they found a way to put that line, that glass, to stick on that line. It's very hard to do it. It's not easy even to put it on a cotton line. We use cotton line. This here is a cotton line that we use. Okay, it is pure. There's no glass on this one here. As you can see, it's real soft. Doesn't roll up very easily. As you can see, you can just get a few roll there on the ground, you're pretty good. We only use cotton line. And the line, the size of the diameter goes like wires here. The bigger, the higher the number, the thinner the wire. The smaller the number, the thicker the gauge, pretty much. So this is a 10. This is a traditional one that we use, and I would recommend using this for competition. Why? Because it breaks. It is made to break. Even the glass line that we use in Brazil is made to break. Okay? There's no fun on it if it doesn't break, if it doesn't cut. There's no fun. If you got these other lines, as I said before, the Indonesian, the Chile line, Chileans, even India, Pakistan, those lines are a little bit on the high technology part of kite fighting. Brazil has tried to ban in certain areas flying altogether, so they had to include the sit out, the old school way that we did. That never had an issue. We had to ban that as well. You couldn't just exclude one. So it was not like it was banned from in Brazil. It was banned from flying certain areas now. Certain areas banned from flying in neighborhoods and city areas where there's wires, trees, people. So they have designated areas for them now, also with fields that they can go and just for them, or festivals that they do, balloon festivals that we have in Brazil as well. and just designated for them. So again, this line is very, very, very highly recommended for competition. Okay, on a strong wind big kite, I would not recommend this. If you want to fly a cotton line like this one and try a smaller gauge, we can put up some information for you guys. You can get it where you can get it from, pure or with glass on it. Now, you have to be a certain age to get it. Okay. Now we're gonna get into that a little later. But for now, as I showed you, this is the pure line. Now I will show you guys the, excuse me, the glass line. Okay, pull this out here. This is the glass line. Now you can see a little more thicker. Seems like the same 10, same size 10 in diameter, but as you can see, a little more thickness to it. Okay, I can slide my hands on there nice and easy. It won't cut me. Will it break the same way? Yes, it will break the same way. Another thing, how's it made to cut? Simple. It cuts that easy. And if it didn't cut, it leaves a kink on the weak spot that it did pass on. It is the same line. Highly recommended. There's no way that this can pretty much harm someone to the death. Okay, and like I said, if we're gonna run such a competition or any fun battling with our friends, highly recommend doing it in an open area with an adult supervision. If you're gonna use this line, if you're however we decided to run with this, you know, which is appropriate. You want to have a open mind. You know, this is it can be a tool and it could be a weapon if not used properly. Just like anything else is a sport. And in sports, baseball, I say golf. People like golf. Yes, that ball can come in. I see some of these homes are located in the golf courses. That ball come in and hit someone, and God forbid. So all these things can be dangerous. It's the person's hands who's using it. So I highly recommend using this kind of life of fighting. Later on and in the future, whatever, you know, if this progresses and people are responsible with it, we can see if we can bring other kind of line into it. But for now, I highly recommend just sticking with the cotton from size 10 for competitions, and availability. We can work on that later on, and I'll put descriptions where you guys can get it from. I only get it from one place, a guy I trust highly. He's a professional and he makes it himself. You know, so you see his logo, 110 Peoples, big shout out, and you know, he'll tell you right away if you're gonna order from him, you're gonna have to sign something. You know, he's gonna email your form that he's not responsible, but you have to be responsible about using this line. Again, this here is the glass line, and it's very, very highly recommended. Made to break. Okay, also made for combat. Okay. It evens the competition. No one is better. No one is better than the next person. It's all about how you fly the kite and how you use that wind pressure. Okay. And as you can see here, I'm pulling on this, making it weak, but I have no cuts on my finger. It's not cutting me. On the other hand, here on a weak spot of your skin, you know, this part of the skin is very soft and tender. You get a few cuts over here. So, and that's from the line passing through and burning. Now, any line that you're flying and it passes through with speed pulling from the wind, it's gonna cut and it's gonna burn. Not just glass line, especially nylon. I tried, before I got my hands on a cotton line, I was flying with nylon for a little bit, and they gave me most of the cuts than the glass line did. You know, so this line is not, it's not something that it's kind of be like, oh, you got to be afraid of. It's nothing more. It is cotton. If left outside, it's the rain, the dew washes the glass off, and the glass is powderized that it won't even cut in your hands. It will nowhere near cut you. Even when you're making it yourself, it does not cut you because it's so powderized, it's so fine. You know, it grabs on with a certain special glue, grabs on and it holds on. Now on this line that I was just talking, I have a double pass. Double pass means it was passed through the glass twice. And does it cut more? No, it does not cut more. It just means that the glass stays on the line a little longer. You know, it survives a little longer. But even so, it still just powderizes, comes out, you know. And for competition, the way we are writing up a little rule here between us here, and I highly recommend, is that we are running with 100 feet of glass line and another 50 feet of pure. So you're not really using that in your hand, so it reduces the cut thing we're talking about. On another video, I'm going to show you guys how to properly wrap your finger for actually fighting or flying, because it requires a lot of pull, and how to properly do it, where actually the contacts of the line touching your hand if you hold the line properly. But yes, highly recommend this. We're going to have more videos coming up of James and Junior and I, you know, combating going on, and a video of the rules. We have put together a nice set of rules that I think will work great for festivals out there, and you won't want to miss this. And just please stay tuned, subscribe, so we can show you that all the ideas and things that I have for you guys that are along with our culture from Brazil, because all this is from my culture and I'm just sharing with you guys. James is from here, from the US. He caught on to it right away. He loves it. He's so cultural, you know. So we have so much adventures for you guys. So please like, subscribe, so we can have more videos. Let us know what you want to see. All the kites that we fly that you're gonna see in this video here are built by me. Some are James, but for the most part, you know, Jinju Pipas, stay representing, keep my guys in the air. We'll do it equally. I make the same kites I make for myself, I make it for them, so it can have a good time. James right now is giving me the most competition right now because he caught on to it really good, but that's the higher. We got to get him on the peixinho. That's the one with the tail, and that's a little bit more of a challenge. But stay tuned, guys. We're gonna have a lot more videos for you, and don't forget, like and subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe to this. I keep saying, I can't say it enough, so I can keep you guys up to date and informed on the things that requires safeties and all these things. We have a lot more video for you guys. All right, peace, joia, tamo junto, hein?